Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. We're taking my boy EZA SSBE transforming Vegeta, or transforming SSBE Vegeta, into the legendary GT Goku event. See how he does. We've got him on that 200% lead again under the Dokkan Fest in Margin Vegeta. But as we are getting into it, do me a huge favor, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, that would be very much appreciated. Of course, this is chopped up into highlights. I was going to do this kind of like, you know, normal live. But I thought, you know what? I have no doubt in my mind. I'm not going to question my boy's ability. He already done really well in the Vegeta event. He should be able to handle this. And of course, he can handle this. So of course, this is going to be, you know, chopped up into basically all of his highlights. I think I might do this going forward, you know, do one run live, do the ESBR run live, and then do one of the Vegeta or Goku event runs just like chopped up, because it's pretty much more of the same, just GT Goku event is slightly more harder. So I might do that going forward, but as I said, from my boy, it's just more of the same. Like, honestly, he is easily one of the best EZAs in the entire game, and up there is one of the best units. Hands down. I've said this before, I know he doesn't put out, like, you know, 6 milli attack stats and above, but for the well-rounded balance you get from his EZA, he doesn't need that. And with how much damage he can do in total, doesn't need it. He just doesn't need it. You know, pre-transformation, you're hitting like 4 milli just under every single time he super attacks, which, by the way, again, as a standard, you're going to be doing 3 attacks minimum a turn, all which could be 3 super attacks. So, you know, even with 1 super attack, you're doing like just under 4 mil. You do 2, you're probably doing 4 mil. You do 3, you're doing just over. You do 4, because of dupe system as well. If you can get all the RNG in your favor, and you can do 4 super attacks, you're looking at, like, you know, almost mid, like 4.5 million attack on super. But that's doing that 4 times. So the fact he doesn't have the craziest attack stat on super isn't really an issue with this guy, because the total amount of damage he does is ridiculous. Defensively, he's great. I thought maybe the one thing that kind of worries me about this event with him is, against full power straightforward Goku, he has type disadvantage. Did that end up being a problem? Of course it didn't. Of course it didn't. My boy did not care. Of course, pre-transformation, he is good. But post-transformation, I don't think some people realize how much of a step up, you know, he gets when he transforms. I said the only kind of minor qualm I kind of have with the unit is I kind of wish when he transformed into SSBE, he would get like something extra on the attack, because he goes from attack plus 150 and defense plus 100%. But when he transforms to have attack and defense plus 150, I kind of wish the attack was like 180 or something, you know, just to help him do some extra damage, you know, to differentiate between the transformation and pre-transformation. But, you know, as I said before, he doesn't really need it. It would have been nice. It would have been nice, but we do have him transformed. And this is where things take a step up. This is why I had no worry about him being in the event, even though it's a harder one. And why, you know, him facing full power straightforward Goku with type disadvantage didn't really end up being a problem. To be fair, we didn't get super attacked by him, so it wasn't an issue. But as you saw there, he just got super attacked. He took no damage. I'm pretty sure I didn't have an item active. If I did, then even then, he still would have taken next to no damage. All basic attacks are doing double digits, which is just kind of standard for a lot of the better units in the game, which is good. But the reason why it's such a step up, and the reason why he's great in either longer or shorter events, especially once he transforms, and by the way, the type advantage on this phase is crazy with him. Because not only is he taking no damage, especially once he super attacks, even before super attack, he does, I think, take just over 100k. Yeah, but that's okay. It doesn't even take 150. You know, to take just over 100k, even though he does have type advantage against the Great Ape phase, is fine, because that's literally one of the hardest hitting phases in the entirety of the GT Goku event. So that's fine, and that's before he's even got the additional defense plus 100% on super attack, which, don't forget, is multiplicative. And that's where defensively, this Vegeta takes a step up from when he's pre-transformation. Because once you fully built him up, yes, he does have what, like in total, once you've built up all the attacks on his passive, he does have a total of 200% at the start of turn. And he does raise attack and defense by 30% on super, which is nice. Again, even pre-transformation, he's taking double digits on basics. He's not taking too much on supers. You know, he's tanking a lot better than other units in the game. But once he transforms, he has that attack and defense plus 150 at the start of turn. So he has 50% less defense. But as I said, this is where it steps up, because on super attack is when he gets the 100% defense on top of that, which again is multiplicative. On top of him then raising his attack and defense by 30% for one turn. Which means, as I said before, as a slot 2 unit, he is fantastic. And I just only wish, I mean, eventually, what, in like a few years, maybe like 2-3 years, we could see the EZA of the year 6 units, which, by the way, just thinking about that is kind of crazy of how good they probably will be. But maybe in like 2-3 years, when we can see the EZA of SSBE, we could see his wonky damage reduction get fixed. Because as I said, every time I've used him now, you know, I've used, you know, EZA SSBE in one of these videos. Just if SSBE had better, or just not wonky damage reduction, this rotation would probably be one of the strongest rotations in the entire game. Because obviously, not only do they link so well together, especially once transforming SSBE has actually transformed, but then EZA SSBE in slot 2 is great because, as I said, that 100% on super on top of the 150 he gets, and just for that little bit extra, raising his attack and defense by 30% for the turn. Literally, again, double digits on basics. He's tanking very well on supers, even though he hasn't been hit by one. From what I've seen already, I know he will tank well on them. And, you know, with an items active, yeah, as literally, again, just know that you're taking no damage. You know, even better. You know, next to no damage. And then you could put LRSSBE in slot 1, which is kind of like, he's kind of meant for slot 1, but he isn't made that way. It's kind of like that's what they were going for, but they just didn't do it. It's really weird. Because a unit with damage reduction, you know, you want to put them in slot 1, and as I said, it works so well to put him there and then have the transforming SSBE in slot 2, but just if they just didn't make his damage reduction, you know, you have to reset it and rebuild it every single turn. That's the only thing that makes it annoying. That's the only thing that makes it wonky and not work as good as it should. It's just if that damage reduction was consistent, once it is built up, you keep it. But for some reason, they make you build it up every single turn, and I just don't know why. I mean, the rotation is still good, don't get me wrong, and obviously in you know, GT Goku event against full pass straightforward Goku, LRSSB has type advantage, which means his damage reduction is really easy to build up, and you don't have to worry about him at all. But that's literally one circumstance in the entirety of Dokkan where he's fine. You know, he may have type advantage in like some SBR and ESBR runs, but that's also followed up by attacks coming from other units who are type neutral or potentially type advantage. And then that's also what you build up, of course, after the SSBE transforms. You build up that 70% chance to crit on top of, you know, the little bit of crit you're getting from dupe system. And most of the time he's critting on most of his attacks, which is good, especially like in this case, on this phase. He has type disadvantage, which means he's still putting out very good numbers. And once again, if you're getting those additionals off and they're becoming super attacks, you're doing even more damage. And don't forget, every time he super attacks, he will raise his attack and defense by 30% on super. And then from his passive, defense plus 100% every single time he super attacks. Which is why I said once he transforms, this unit defensively takes a massive step up. A huge step up. Because as I said, every time he super attacks, not only are you getting 30%, but then from his passive, you're getting that multiplicative 100% on defense. Which means once he super attacks, which makes him such a great slot 2 unit, and why I really do wish, and I've said it so many times, that LRSSB's damage reduction wasn't as wonky as it was. You literally, there's no stopping him. Again, basic attacks, double digits, never any doubt. They're never going to do any. Once he super attacks, they're never doing more than that. On super, you're probably not even taking 100k. Maybe against full pass straightforward Goku, but as I said, he didn't super attack us in this run. But even then, 100k with type disadvantage on this phase, the final phase with type disadvantage, that's still very good, and he tanks a hell of a lot better than a lot of units in the game. So even if he was to take 100k on a super from full power straightforward Goku, it's still good. But he's probably taking less than that, especially if you get additional supers off. So literally, this Vegeta is ridiculously well balanced. You know, the attack and defense plus 150, The additional defense plus 100% on super attack. He's got the built-in additionals, which have now chances. I know they're not a lock, they're only 15%, but have chances of becoming super attacks, which means you're bumping your defense even more. You're raising your attack and defense on super, which means he's doing a little bit extra damage each time. Then he's got that 70% chance to crit once it's built up. And we all know how good built-in crit units are. You know, you've got the new Goku on Global right now. You've got the Year 6 LRs. You've got Super Vegeta. And this guy can do that on multiple attacks that have potential of doing at least 3 supers to 4 if the potential system comes off in one turn. Honestly, he is insane. And he goes on so many categories, which means there's so much room for him. And then it's easy to link him because again he goes with LRSSB, but then I've said it so many times. I've said it to Kingdom Come. Just if only his damage reduction wasn't so wonky. If only you kept it, it would be so much better. But he handles himself so well. Longer or short events, it doesn't matter. This SSB EZA SSBE Vegeta can handle himself in both longer and shorter. I really want to see how he does in Red Zone when it eventually comes out on Global. That's probably a video I'll get around to. Will he be able to handle it? I don't know, because I know how hard that event hits. Maybe he'll be able to survive, but I don't think he'll be like perfect for it. But ESBR, SBR, Goku event, Vegeta event, longer or shorter, doesn't matter. My boy is, as I've said numerous times, he is a very well-rounded, amazing EZA. Great damage, great defense, fantastic. Let me know if you think down in the comments. It's going to be the end of the video. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. And push.